Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Larson, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
I haven't been around here but 4 sessions. I've never had bills that were sent over to the Senate that sat and never referred to committee. And I have 6 bills that this House passed and sent over there. One of them dealt with an ASR study. As our state moves into the next drought, we will rue the day that we didn't have the analysis of the geological formations along the rivers because the Senate decided that bill did not have enough merit to be even referred to the Natural Resource Committee. Second bill was one that was very emotional, not only for me, but for folks in my district. Callie Gorzel was tragically killed by a propeller on a boat because the kill switch wasn't hooked up to the driver. They didn't feel compelled to move that bill into a committee to even have a hearing on it. The River Authority sunset bills. This basically would have created a more efficient way of us looking at agencies that don't get appropriations from the state. Instead, we're going to continue to waste up to $7.5 million going through a process that does not work. It's an overreach by state government, and it's going to have an adverse impact on water planning in the future. I had a bill that was somewhat controversial in this body as well. That when the governor on January 31st at 11 a.m. asked this body for ethics reform. I was unaware that that ethics reform would only impact members of the House and the Senate, and he wanted to be precluded from being touched with ethics reform. I think that bill was a bill the governor should have embraced, and we could have stopped a practice that's been going on for over 3 decades. The Senate made a decision that they didn't want to move that bill forward, assuming that the ethics reforms that they pushed over here were adequate enough, and the governor should not be included in any ethics reform. Came up with a concept. Over 18 months I studied and went all over this state and around the country to look at all of the flooding that was taking place. We lost 150 million acre feet of water in an 18-month period because of all the flooding in our basins. We don't have a regulatory scheme that allows us to capture that. We continue to struggle allowing all that water to go to the coastline without pulling out.
Mr. Larson, do you have a
Yes,
question?
I do, but I'm trying to explain exactly what the bills that they did not refer to a committee over there did, so everybody understands the context of my concern. So we've lost an opportunity, and the next flooding that occurs, and we all look at those basins and we see that water traversing to the coastline, the Texas Senate made a decision that they didn't even want to hear that in natural resources. So I don't know. I've only been here 4 sessions, but when you start taking hostages, and that's what they did with my bills without consideration. I didn't do that in the committee that I chaired. I listened to all their bills and I voted them out. I thought we were more magnanimous about looking at bills, more deferential about what the content was in each of those bills. But I want to know, Mr. Speaker, how many bills are in the same predicament that came out of the House? I've got 6. How many other bills were held hostage by the Texas Senate? And I say this because we do have a local and consent calendar forthcoming tomorrow.
Mr. Larson, the chair can research and find those numbers for you.
Yeah, if you could you give me the number of bills that have been held in that same status over in the Texas Senate that my 6 bills were?
We'll look it up.
How many in this House have bills held up in the Texas Senate right now?
Chair recognizes Representative Dutton.
All of mine are held up. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Mr. Larson, thank you for your question. I have your answer. There are 21 members in this House who have had bills that passed this House that went to the Senate that the Senate refused to even refer them to the committees. Dan Huberty, Sarah Davis, Donna Howard, Ken King, Representative Bernal, Representative Yalba, J.D. Sheffield, John Smithy, Andrew Murr, Alma Allen, Rick Miller, Trent Ashby, Drew Springer, Eddie Lucio III, Lyle Larson, Roland Gutierrez, Morgan Meyer, Tracy King, Dwayne Bohack, and certainly and Representative Thompson. And for me, let me tell you, members, what it is. For example, on April 10th, Chairman Smithy sent a bill to the Senate, House Bill 1021. It still hadn't been referred to a committee. On April 18th, Representative Larson sent a bill, 2005, to the Senate. It hadn't been referred. On April 24th, Chairwoman Davis sent 2477 to the Senate. It didn't get referred. And House Bill 122, which this House passed 92 votes, still has not received even the respect of being referred to a committee. And as Representative Thompson, Chairwoman Thompson just said, as I reminded you last session, when the Senate won't respect us, they need to expect us. And Mr. Speaker, I don't know if they can listen, if they can see us, but would you have them open the door so they can hear us? Because we need to tell them, we need to open the door. We need to tell them, we need to.
The House will come to order.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. We need to say to the Senate, you're either going to respect us or we're going to come over there, so you'll have to expect us, because we're going to not take it anymore, and we have decided that this is either two houses or no houses. And so with that, Mr. Speaker, I hope that answers Mr. Larson's question, because I don't know, again, what the Senate expects, but I do know that they have to respect us, and if they won't respect us, we have to do whatever we can to make sure that they do. And tomorrow, as Chairman Larson has said, the 21 members who have bills that are died in the Senate, 22, tomorrow, all of their sisters and brothers over here from the Senate will be joining them in the funeral cortege. And so I just want the Senate to understand that they have to give this House the due respect. When we passed House Bill 122, I understand that there are people over there now saying we need to study this. We've studied it for 8 years, members. 44 other states are doing it.
Mr. Dutton, I think the inquiry's been answered. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, Mr. Speaker, thank you. I don't think the Senate has answered us, but tomorrow they'll get our answer.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Gutierrez, for a
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Is the Speaker aware that one of those bills was our National Center for Warrior Resiliency, which is now studying suicide rates? And that's 130 co-authors of this House signed that document, and yet it has not been referred. Is the Speaker aware of that?
The Chair is not advised.
Mr. Speaker, I make a motion today that we adjourn in memory of those 21 House sponsors.
Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez.